most common questions that people ask is, where does all the food go? The farm has grown over the years, and in 2020 we produced over 11 tons of food from really only about an acre to an acre and a half of cultivated space. So you might wonder, where does that 11.5 tons of produce go? One of the places that we send about a third of our produce to is campus dining, so UW Dining, which is within the Housing and Food Services here at the University of Washington. They purchase from the farm. We use a fresh sheet that we put out every single week, about 50 weeks of the year. And the fresh sheet lists everything we have and prices, and so the chefs on campus can just sort of pick and click and place an order, and then once a week we deliver to UW Dining. The other outlet where a significant amount of our produce goes to, and which also proved to be really critical during a crisis such as COVID, was a CSA, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture. It's a subscription-based program where students, faculty, alumni, people in the community subscribe, so they pay in advance, and then every week they pick up a box of produce at the farm or at another drop site on campus. And that runs about half the year. And then another sort of third of our produce goes to food banks. Primarily the UW, the University of Washington Food Bank here on Seattle campus, which is for people who have food insecurity. In 2018, they officially opened their doors to students who are challenged, and actually anybody with a net ID can go into the food pantry and pick up all sorts of items. And we are the single supplier of organic produce basically 52 weeks out of the year. It's raw produce, it's not processed or pre-prepared, and they come once a week to the farm and pick up any food that's left over from the CSA and from UW Dining, because it's hard to predict the weather and how much dining will order, so we always have extras. When we're at peak production, we also distribute to U District Food Bank, Fair Start downtown, and sort of events that people might have on campus. It's where we're asked to donate to Earth Day or Dog Days. One thing we really need to help a lot with, and is a real engine or a part of where our produce goes, is gleaning. A gleaning team that is emerging at the university. A gleaning team goes around and collects the produce in the field with us and helps us wash and pack everything so it can go out into all our different sort of produce outlets. And then the last stream of produce is to people who come and work on the farm. This is an opportunity for people to volunteer and get their hands dirty, but also for them to really experience the produce. I try to make sure that people get to take home cucumbers, zucchini, Swiss chard, all the seasons of the year. That's maybe a little less than maybe 10% or less. Most of the food that's ordered by UW Dining goes to cafeterias, where it's then an ingredient in a dish. But we do have a sort of unique relationship recently with District Market, where we are exploring having our product on the retail shelf. It's been done before. It's a challenge, but it's also emerging as a way of getting the produce in front of the student population. So customers at the campus District Market, which is a retail and prepared food outlet on campus, and at the point of sale, at the time when they're looking at the shelves of produce, there is the UW Farm logo, letting people know that there is a student farm and that they have a choice. Conventional, and then the UW Farm's organic. That is sort of open to anybody as well. You don't have to be a CSA shareholder. You can afford foods, you're not visiting the food pantry, and also you're going to prepare food at home. These elements and put them together. It's a campus food system, but it's also a part of a greater urban food system. The CSA is really going off campus. The farm to cafeteria is on campus. And then the food banks is both on and off campus. So a campus farm, and here at the University of Washington is, like many other campus farms, is modeling a sustainable food system in a city. And the farm is right on the edge of the roadsides. As we look to the future, University farms and campus farms are really in real world time offering students experiences and a model of how we can have an urban food system.